Yo, let's get it. What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Let's get straight to it. What's going on, y'all? It's been, I don't know what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't know who's counting, but great to be back with y'all. Great to be doing another video. I hope y'all days is going good. I got my puppy with me. Let me show y'all him. I just want to show y'all him just because. Come here, puppy. Come here, panda. Come here, Poppy. Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come here, baby boy. Come here, papatito. Isn't he just the cutest? He's got like 6 names. Pancake, Panda, Mr. Pickles, Chooch. What was the new one I came up with? Choochie. I think Chucho. I don't know. I come up with a new name every day for my little Munchie. That's another one, Munchie. A little Munchkin, I call him Munchie. Anyways, glad y'all tuned in and tapped on this video. Glad to be with you all today. As you see in the title, we are talking about the rackies, the racks, the shmoney, the greenbacks, whatever other name you can come up with. You know what we're talking about today. We're going to talk about it. A lot of us, we don't want to, get in. I ain't trying to get in y'all business today. I mean, I ain't trying to get too nosy and too all up in it, but we got to talk about it, y'all. We got to talk about it. And that's what we're going to do today. And it might, it might be a little bit uncomfortable. I haven't done a video on this topic, and this is one of my favorite topics, like, in my daily life. I like to think about it, study it, learn about it, stuff like that. So let's dive into it today, guys. And what we're going to be talking about, as you see in the title, how your money habits or how your money is affecting your mental health. Because I like to talk about mental health, but I got other interests in life. So I want to kind of tie things together. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about mental health and the shmoney, the rackies. So let's go ahead and get into this. So what we're talking about is really like how your money is affecting your mental health and what we could do better and how we can change it or how we can improve on our money habits. So one thing that has helped me as it pertains to how I go about my money and how it kind of helps me to have a healthier mental health is really trying to stay out of debt. It's so simple, I know we all hear it, but really, it really does help you with your mental health and what you are worried about in your daily life. It's something that definitely will affect you if you get too deep in it. If you get real deep into that debt, getting Starbucks every day, getting Starbucks every other, getting overspending on some shoes, overspending on clothes. There's a whole lot today, and I have compassion for all of us because this day and age is such a hard time to be disciplined when it comes to how we spend our money because there's so many different ways that they're marketing to us. We go on Instagram just to go see our friends' stuff. You get marketed to. You go on YouTube for entertainment, you get marketed to. They have an ad in the middle of the podcast. Constant marketing coming our way. And so it's hard to not see this and hard to not be baited and, enticed into these things. So have compassion on yourself if you are into a lot of debt or if you are in a place financially that you don't want to be, but just know it's possible to get to a better place and have compassion on yourself because it's a tough day and age. Inflation, right when I moved out of my mama's house, inflation went crazy. I never really bought groceries. All of a sudden I go to the grocery store, pizza. I remember this one item I used to get all the time. I still be getting it. DiGiorno pizza. It was like $4.99. The next week, it literally went up to $5.99. I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. And then, like, a month later, it went to $7.99. I'm like, what the heck? Is this a normal thing? Because I hadn't been buying groceries, like, on a regular. So I was like, okay, I guess prices just go up, like, all the time. And then I started realizing, like, oh my gosh, like we're in a really bad economic time where inflation is crazy. So if you're in your 20s like me, I'm sure a lot of people I follow and people who follow me are my age probably. But yeah, we have not the best luck because this inflation stuff is crazy. Everything's more expensive. The rate of wages did not increase at the same rate of prices of things that we need to live. So it's a lot harder to buy things that we need today. And that's just a fact. And I would say look at the numbers, but I don't got no page for y'all to see. But just take my word on it, I guess, or look into it. But yeah, so have compassion on yourself. That needs to be the foundation of when we are learning and trying to improve our lives. Is not to get this like, oh my gosh, why did I get myself? I'm so dumb. I need to get out of this quick. Cause that might get a result in terms of get a quick result and help you to get on fire, as Christians like to call a lot of things, getting that fervor and that excitement to get out of debt or whatever. But I feel like that leads to too much stress. It can impact other areas of your life that could be healthier in the midst of the journey. So I don't want to just help people get results. I want people to have peace in the midst of their journey, not trying to get to an end result and they have no peace until they get there. Because once you get there, you've developed a habit of not having peace until you get results. And that makes us perfectionists. And I am one of them. Yes. So, staying out of debt is hard to do. But one thing that's helped me, just real simple, a budget. I use Every Dollar. It's an app. It's called Every Dollar. And it helps me to stay disciplined. And something that I would recommend is if you get that app or if you get any budgeting app, don't put all your expenses in and to see how much, put all your expenses that you have to pay for every month, and then put your income. Like, it's gonna show you how to do it, whatever. But don't worry if you overspend in the expenses. Like, say you had a budget for $300 for food for next month. If you are at 300 and it's only the 20th day of the month and you still have 10 more days and you know you're gonna spend more money because you need food, just overspend, because you probably are gonna overspend. I did this. I've been budgeting for years and years, and I still overspend, literally like crazy. And there's months that are better, and there's times where just life hits you and you got to spend more, and that's just how life goes. So have compassion on yourself in that. But when you do overspend, if you happen to, don't worry too much. It's a great habit to even be tracking it. Just continue tracking it. So if you are overspending, don't stop going on the app. Keep going on the app and keep on inputting your expenses if you overspent, because it's gonna show. You'll get to the end of the month and you could be like, oh shoot, I overspent 200. I spent 500. I meant to spend 3. Even though you didn't plan for that to happen, it's good to see it and be like, okay. Because before you were just overspending, you weren't really paying attention. At least now you're starting to develop. Oh snap! Okay, let me be a little more aware of this, and don't turn it into beating yourself up about it. But just see it soberly, like, okay, I could do better. You know, so that's something that's helped me. I track my spending. A lot of times I go over. Sometimes I go under, and I have more to save and put towards my emergency fund or putting towards investments. But it takes time to get to develop those habits. So getting a budget, that's one thing that's gonna really help you. And the way that this helps our mental health is really, well, we'll get into that right now. Let's just keep it at that for number one. Being aware of the debt and being aware and having a budget to help us to stay out of debt. Well, another thing I want to talk about is kind of how credit card debt makes us kind of not have options in terms of where we want to work. You can still have options, but it can make it harder to have options, because say you're in a lot of debt, you have the car note to pay, you have rent to pay. That's not debt, but that's a bill that you really need to pay. You have the toaster that you got from Best Buy for $250 and it's only $40 a month. But you got three other things that are like that, so that's $160 a month just on all these little electronics that you got on Afterpay and Klarna. And so now all these bills that kind of were unnecessary, they cause us, and now we're at a job that we don't like. Now you're only thing you're really thinking every month is I got to make the payments. So if you get to a place where you're like, I don't like this job, you really don't have the freedom to be like, I'm finna start looking into other things and I'm just gonna leave and change. You do have the freedom to do that, but it's a lot. What I'm saying is that makes it harder for that to happen when you're really tied down by the Hellcat you bought and the bulldog, the puppy. I be seeing people with bulldogs just walking at Walmart. I'm like, you did not buy that for, you did not. That was a $4,000 dog. You did not. Like, come on now. You didn't spend. You probably got that on credit. Like, I ain't trying to be judgmental, but I'm just saying. You start to notice when you start living, when you start to try to live debt free, and you see people with expensive things, they either gotta have a high paying job or they got it on credit. So, but that's so yeah. What was I saying? I be forgetting where my train of thought it just be like a train track, like a roller coaster. Like I'm over here thinking this and that, and I'd be forgetting what I'm saying. When you're in like all that debt, it makes it hard to progress in your career because you're just trying to make payments. But when you have less debt and you have more margin in terms of your income every month, you say you make 3,000 a month, but your bills are only 2,400. That's probably really hard to do, but let's say that that's what it is. Actually, that's not too bad if you're a single guy. But if you got family, kids, and all that, it's definitely hard. But if you can keep your income, if you can live below your means, it really makes it a lot more. It gives you a lot more freedom in terms of being able to spend some time looking for that different job. Spend some time, or even not being afraid if you do leave because you don't got tons of bills that you have to worry about. So, really, stuff takes away from the margin, and if we keep on buying stuff, we don't have margin, and if we don't have margin, it makes it harder to change jobs if you wanted to change jobs or go a different path or go to school. And those of you that might be in that situation, you're probably like, dang, that's true. Like, I'm literally in that. And so am I. I'm in school right now. I have a full-time job. I have two jobs. And I'm in full-time school. And I'm trying to do YouTube. Like, I probably do it too much, but I'm going to make it work. But something that helps me to be able to do all that is that I don't have too many bills. And I live below my means for the most part. Low key this month I lived like right at my means. But yeah, so we all are a work in progress. We're all on our journeys. So don't compare yourself to anybody else. I like to take information, apply it to myself, let it play out how it plays out for me. And if I get inspired by someone else's story, awesome. But really, try not. I ain't trying to compare myself to anybody. So walk your journey, walk your path, and how it looks for you may be different than someone else. No one's better than anybody else. That's a side note. You see, I'm on mental health and finance. You feel me? This is a different type of video. Anyways, all in all, money is a topic that a lot of us don't like to talk about, and it could be uncomfortable, and it's just something that is really important. And I used to feel bad when I kind of thought about money a lot, and like even like growing up, like that's kind of something my dad really talked to me like all the time about. Like 90% of the conversations was about money, and I wish it was about other things, but I kind of grew up thinking that was bad, that I kind of was interested in money. But if you're interested in money and you want to make a lot of it, or make money in general, it's not a bad thing. It's something that is needed in life. I think oftentimes we go black and white. oh, you're all about money. Or someone's like, they're either it's like horrible that you're all about money, or someone who doesn't care about money, they totally don't acknowledge a budget, and they don't make good decisions when it comes to money. So I think having that good balance of, yes, money's important. It's not everything, but it is important. So let's not get it twisted. We need money to do the things we want to do. If you want to take a day off, you need some money to make up for the money you ain't finna get because you took the day off of work. If you want to go and have a great dinner for your birthday, you can do it on credit, but like I said, you're going to get no margin. Now you can't do the things you want to do later on. But if you have cash and you do that, it's a way different way of kind of living and doing finances. But guys, I wanted to hop on here and talk to you all about it. I hope it was helpful to those of you that are interested in this topic of money. I hope you learned something. I hope it was helpful. Take your time, get a budget, start it up. Don't beat yourself up about it. If it takes 3 months and you're still overspending, that's good, and at least you're tracking it. And just take your time with it, because it's not going to happen overnight. We've developed habits for the past 10 years. I'm 26, so I've been working since like 18. I've had 8 years of habits that might have not been the best. So now we have to undo that, and we have to learn new ways. So have patience with yourself. Have gentleness, kindness, the fruit of the Spirit. You feel me? Have that on yourself, not just for others. But yeah, I hope it was helpful. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Right about now, you see how we do. Right about now, you see I can't lose. Shorty look good, but she can't be a fluce. Finding your woman should give you a boost. Bringing me peace, yeah, like a masseuse. I'm feeling like Deuce, yeah. Shout out JT and Deuce, yeah. God told me you don't wanna choose, yeah. You was like Doug Goose, oh. And you know I put her on my mama, but I always shout out my mama. On God, touch her, I pull out the llama. You touch it, you see in the father. You touch it,